All right, well, we don't always make trains here at Mercer Locomotive and Supply, LLC. Today, we're working on Mustang Sally over here. Putting a new top on the car. Giselle's here helping me. She normally does, they got her glasses here, it says, bail enforcement. That's what she does.
I'm a bounty hunter. I'll chase you down.
Yeah. Janet Ivanovich, or whatever her name was. Stephanie Plum.
Janet Ivanovich. She writes the books.
Alright, well anyway, that's what we're doing today. It's not as easy as it looks. I got a video. They give you a DVD with it, how to put it on, but it's not that simple. It's a little bit tough, but we'll get it. I like to do my own work. I just rebuilt the car. I got 266,000 miles on this car, so I don't want to get rid of it. I'm going to polish it up, and we're going to drive it. So that's it. Next case. Been working on the Mustang for a couple of days. Wanted to get a new top put on it. The car's got 267,000 miles on it, and the top is shot. So I got the new top, and I figured, well, Giselle and I, we can just take the top off. It comes with a nice DVD on how to put it together, which kind of gives me ideas about this stuff. Selling a product, you give a DVD with it. Most everybody's got DVD players today. And it gives it a nice addition. So, but it wasn't as easy as it sounds. It's a little bit tough to get off. We finally got it off. Whoever invented Torx screws or star-shaped screws, they ought to shoot them. Because if you don't have exactly the right size and you don't have the right wrench, you just strip them out. And I wound up drilling a couple out. But anyway, needs cylinders to raise it and lower it. The piston rods are leaking oil, so I got those on order, and then I'll fix it next week. I'll work on it a day or two and get it done. Anyway, I'm back on the sides, and what I'm doing now is I made up a jig. Here's the jig. Just a piece of 1/4 inch by 2 inch wide cold rolled steel, and I put it in the mill, and every 1/2 inch put a center drill, and then I drilled it with the size drill that I'm going to use, which is 3/32. Now, it's designed that you line this edge up with the edge of the material, and that gives you automatically a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Then 1 inch up from that gives you what you need to be. So now what I do on the first one, I use Cleco clamps, which are these little doodads here. Cleco clamps to hold it on and drill 2 holes and then put the Clecos in a hole. But on the second round, all I have to do is just put a Cleco in the first hole, like that, and then just take this on the second one and line it up on the edge, and that. And then I have to put this Cleco on anywhere just to make up the gap, because that's lifting it up a little bit. Alright, and then you just drill a couple of holes over here, and then you can take the Cleco off. Just go anywhere, just drill a hole. And I can put the Cleco in there and take these clamps off. Now, by the way, if you want to know what a Cleco is, the special pair of pliers, if you look at the end of that, let me see, get it focused in. It grips. They use them in the airplane industry to hold the skin on while they're riveting it. And it works real well doing this kind of work. So you take these off, put them over here, take this off. Now, if I have a groove in this piece of wood here, because the Cleco sticks out a little bit, and the groove allows this to go up and down in the groove, and it makes it real easy, and then you can just drill them out. I put a little WD-40 on the drill, just a little touch, and then you go to town drilling them out. Drill them out, right down the line. I got a roller on that end over there, and this is the original board that I used right here to do the windows. I just rigged it up here on a drill press, and just go down the line and drill them. It's as simple as that. No matter how you look at it, it's got to be drilled. There's only one way to do it, is to do it. I mean, you can't really punch them, because I don't think you can punch a hole smaller than the thickness of the metal in aluminum. So in other words, 1/8 inch you can punch, 3/32 is a little tough to punch, but it can be done. And you just put a little little juice on there and just keep drilling down the line. Drill them down the line. I was going to rig up a spray mist. I don't really need it. You just go right down the line, just drilling them. Now you get close to the Cleco, you got to go around it. Got to go back over here and put a Cleco in that hole because you can't get close enough. Don't you just love those compressors? They're wonderful. Anyway, put a Cleco in a hole, like I was saying, and then take the other Cleco out. Now you might think that this is a lot of pain in the neck, but tell you what, it's a lot easier than laying it all out and everything. Now put one down here so I can get this last bit. And just drill them out. Okay, now we gotta get down the end. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about drills. We're using two size drills on here, 3/32 and 1/16. I tried all kind of drills. Very expensive drill, $2, $3 a drill, they break. You try the other kind, they break. They all break, they all get dull, they ain't even worth sharpening them. Because if you try to sharpen them, even with that drill doctor, which is a bunch of bull, I mean, I can sharpen a drill. I know how to sharpen a drill. But it isn't worth it. You go to the Harbor Freight, I can buy 10 drills. I can buy 10 drills for about $2.50. So that's like next to nothing. And then I got 16 drills. They're about $2. So you buy a whole pack. You got 10 drills. So you buy 2 or 3 packs. They're cheap enough. You could, for what these 10 of these cost, one drill, if you buy it at some commercial place. And they're good drills. They may not be able to drill steel too well, but they certainly drill aluminum with no problem. And you're saving a lot of money because you're going to break drills. Drill them out. No big deal. Not rocket science here, my friends. No rocket science here. You can do a CNC all you want. All this other baloney. This comes down to just good old work. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now I got to change the Cleco to a different spot to get the last 2 on the end. Alright, now you move it down, go to the next case. Alright, halfway through, a little bit over halfway. Been a long day today, been wrestling around with that top. Got this started. After this phase of getting all the holes in all 4 sides, then I got to rig up something to put the bottom row of rivets in, which is basically a dummy row. It doesn't do anything. Railroad Supply tells you to put nails in there, but like I mentioned earlier, it just winds up splitting the wood, and they don't stay in. When a car rocks and rolls like that, they eventually work their way out. So I found it's better to put a dummy row of rivets down there. And by the way, I want to mention about the spacing. I have 1/2 inch spacing, which is 4 inches in a prototype, which is probably a little bit more than it should be. It probably should be 3/8 or 3 inches apart, and then the rivets should be a lot smaller. So. But it's, you know, it's standoff scale. It's not going to be perfectly scaled. It's a lot of work to make it that way. And quite honestly, not that practical if you want to carry passengers. A little stronger this way, a little bit heavier rivets, a little bit bigger rivets, and we'll get into that later. But anyway, that's it for now on part 9. We'll see you when we start doing some riveting.